Days almost here in Arizona. Several nights of protests followed the 2020 election right outside the elections offices in Phoenix, which were sparked by baseless claims of fraud. Given the current political climate and conspiracies which are still alive, the sheriff is providing an update on how his office and his deputies are preparing. Amy Cutler's here. The sheriff says they're going to be monitoring things very closely in August.
Exactly. The sheriff says this is the new reality and they are prepared for it. That's his message. He says he's not allowing his deputies to have any time off on either of those voting days. He wants to ensure his office is fully staffed if something were to happen, but he stressed they have not received a threat. Primary day in Arizona is Tuesday, August 2nd, and it's quickly approaching. The Maricopa County Sheriff, Paul Penzone, joining with the county recorder, Stephen Richer, to provide an update on security.
I never knew or foresaw that law enforcement would be so invested in two things, that in the last 5 years.
The first, the pandemic and public health. The second, elections.
Our democracy being challenged, questioned, threatened, intimidated. Now suddenly we're thrust into being a bigger part of this. We have always worked in the space of providing security at polling sites as needed should there be an issue of concern.
Sheriff Penzone says his employees will get a refresher on election sites, what is and is not allowed. He'll also have deputies both in uniform and in plain clothes surveying things.
We're going to do the best we can to de-escalate, to remove a potential threat or danger that is criminal in nature.
The two also asked about Republican candidate for governor Kari Lake, who's claimed the last presidential election was stolen, and won't say if she'll accept the results of this primary.
We will work with anyone who has communicated with us, whether that's, quite frankly, a simple tweet or an email or a phone call to our office.
Richer says they'll have 3,000 temporary employees assisting with the elections. There'll be 211 election sites for the primary and 230 in the general. The goal, making it easier for people to cast their ballot.
Democracy is not the default setting. It doesn't just happen because we set up a form of government.
Now the sheriff says that they have learned from 2020. Asked about whether he is in contact with neighboring sheriff's departments, he says he is. They will have additional resources standing by, but he hopes they won't have to use them. Yetta?